Welcome and thank you for joining into today's Positive Forward Motion. This is your host, Denise Scattergood. Each week, I discuss a topic that is designed to help you get more of what you do want and less of what you don't want, both personally and professionally. My goal is to add value to others by sharing a topic in 8 minutes or less, topics that will empower, motivate, and inspire you to have more happiness and success. Today's topic is worry. There is not a one of us who gets through life without worry. A little worrying can be a good thing. It helps us get into action. But too much worry can be debilitating, zapping us of our energy, good health, and self-confidence. I was about 24 when I started my very first company, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to succeed. So much so that I started worrying, grinding my teeth, which created massive headaches, and all this was definitely interfering with my health and my success at my new company. Then I read an amazing book that changed my life. The book is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, written by Dale Carnegie. I was so impressed with the book that I enrolled in a Dale Carnegie course, and both the book and course made a huge positive impact on my life. And the most profound thing I learned in reading the book that I still use in my life today is this. When we are worrying about something, we need to stop and ask ourselves, what is the worst possible thing that could happen? That's right. You ask yourself, what is the worst possible thing that could happen? Now, this may sound a bit negative. You might be like, Denise, you always teach us to find the good in every situation and keep up the positive forward motion. Well, you're right. This is true. I do want you to find the good in every situation. And when it comes to worrying, we sometimes need to go to the darkest, scariest place in order to identify it and face it so we can move on. When you face the worst possible scenario and look at it, it's usually not as bad as our imagination has made it out to be. So I went ahead and researched what are the top 3 worries that people have. And here's what I found. Number 1 is romance or love relationships. Number 2 is worrying about aging. And number 3 is our financial security. So basically, if we never get our hearts broken, don't age, and are financially secure, we would all live happily ever after. Well, that's not how life goes. So let me shed a little light on how to, as Dale Carnegie would say, stop worrying and start living. I'm going to apply his formula to the top 3 worries. So number 1 was romance and love relationships. What would happen if you lost your love or your relationship ended? Well, this can be a very real fear and worry for people. But the worst thing that happens is your heart gets broken. You feel rejected. You're left alone. The good news is you probably won't die. You can't force someone to love you. So at least you do know what it feels like to love and be loved. So the next time it comes around, you'll know it and you'll be ready for it. And once you let go of the fear of losing your relationship and you stop worrying about it, you can focus on the happiness that you now have and enjoy the time that you have together in your relationship. Number 2, worry about aging. Well, this is an easy one for me because the worst thing that can happen is if you stop aging, well, the only reason for that is you're not alive anymore. So rather than worry about your age, remind yourself of this. Every single day, you are older than someone else, but you're also younger than someone else too. So why worry about something you cannot control? Go out and live your life today. And number 3 are finances. And the worries can sound something like this. What if I give that presentation and I don't get the account? Or what if the company I work for goes under? Or I lose my job because of the economy or a merger? Well, the worst thing that could happen is you lose out on getting the account, and maybe you learn something good about it, or you lose your sense of security. You may also find that, you're losing your sense of identity because you feel like you gave so much of yourself to your work and your company. Well, the good news is you still have your skills. You get to try again, and you get to use them elsewhere. Perhaps losing your job is the push you need to finally do something you always wanted to do that you were afraid of, like maybe starting your own business or taking a break from work and going on a long, extended adventure trip that you always dreamed of. Chronic worrying will not fix your relationships, slow down your aging, or make you more money. And if not dealt with, it can and will adversely affect your health. And studies have shown chronic worrying will weaken our immune system, create high blood pressure, create ulcers, anxiety, panic attacks, increased blood sugar, backaches, tension headaches, sleep problems. I mean, that's just to name a few. And all these things, well, that would sure give us a lot to worry about. So I want to give you 3 things that you can apply daily to help you with your worry. Number 1, get moving. Go for a walk, take a run, bike, hike, whatever it is. Get up, get out, get moving. This is proven to clear our thoughts and boost our mood. Number 2, write your worries on paper. Research has proven that writing our worries on paper helps to clear our minds. And number 3, avoid avoiding. Avoiding only makes our worries bigger. We cannot just pretend our worries will go away. We need to face them and take action. So remember this, today is the tomorrow that you worried about yesterday. So stop and face your worry, identify the worst case scenario, look for the good, and as Dale Carnegie would say, stop worrying so you can start living. If you would like a free PDF worksheet of this episode's action steps, you can find a downloadable link under each podcast episode on my website, denisescattergood.com. Don't forget to stay in the loop of all things positive forward motion by following me on Instagram and Facebook at Denise Scattergood, and you can find me on Twitter at Alert Trainers. To add even more positivity in your life, you can text the word positive to 31 31 31, and you'll have special messages from me sent directly to your phone. If you like this episode, please review and share the podcast to help us spread our message of positive forward motion around the world. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday for a brand new episode. As always, I'm wishing you continued success and happiness, both personally and professionally. And remember to keep up the positive forward motion.